Hey guys, Vishnu here, and today I am explaining Wi-Fi. So let's get right into it. First of all, for those of you interested in short forms, Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity and is the same thing as saying VLAN, which stands for wireless local area network. Wi-Fi works off of the same principle as other wireless devices. That is, it uses radio frequencies to send signals. The radio frequencies are completely different from, say, car radios, cell phones, weather radios, etc. For example, your car stereo receives frequencies in the kilohertz and megahertz range, and Wi Fi transmits and receives data in the gigahertz range. Hertz is a simple unit of frequency. It means one cycle per second of something. So, if I throw a ball every second, then my frequency is 1 hertz. Megahertz and gigahertz is me throwing a ball 1 million or a billion times every second, respectively. And to receive the information found in these shots or waves, your radio receiver needs to be set to receive waves of a certain frequency. For Wi-Fi, this frequency happens to be 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. These waves are very similar to the frequency found in your microwave. Your microwave uses 2.45 GHz to heat up food, and your router uses 2.41 GHz to 2.47 GHz to transmit data over Wi-Fi. That is why some people with old or faulty microwaves experience a problem with their Wi-Fi signal when they try to make popcorn. I mentioned that Wi-Fi uses both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz standards. Generally, older devices only have 2.4 GHz because that was the standard before 5 GHz came out. The 5 GHz standard came out in October 2009. Whether you are in the 2.4 GHz range or the 5 GHz range, there will be a set of channels your router will communicate on. These channels are a slightly different frequency from one another, and they allow multiple routers to communicate in the same area without causing a lot of traffic. Just picture yourself driving on the highway. If there was only one lane, it would cause a long traffic line. But with multiple lanes, the traffic flows smoothly. So now we know that radio waves can fly through the air and pass through a lot of things on their way to your router and wireless device. These waves are also high in frequency, which allows them to carry a lot more data than other radio frequencies. This high speed and high capacity is what allows you to watch Netflix on your smartphone and laptop while being several rooms away from your router. But the real magic of Wi-Fi has to do with the processing that happens on the end of your Wi-Fi chip. Each device's Wi-Fi chip converts zeros and ones or bits into radio waves to be sent out to their destination, while at the same time converting a steady stream of zeros and ones into data that your device can interpret as email, web pages, or anything else that you do on the web. Whenever you connect to a Wi-Fi, you're always at risk of your data being spied upon. There can be people tracking you and seeing your personal data. That is why I always suggest you use a VPN, as it is one of the easiest and smartest ways to protect personal data. I always recommend Surfshark as it provides really great service and has affordable plans with extra features like ad blocking. If you use the links in the description, you can get discounts up to 80%. So make sure you use the links down below. Let's look at some examples now. Take a look at a standard wireless router that has a transfer speed of 50 megabits per second. As I've mentioned before, a bit consists of a 1 or a 0. At any given point while you are using a wireless device, your wireless chip is transferring and receiving 54 million ones and zeros in a single second. Needless to say, it's pretty impressive. These bits are the same signals that your wireless device would send if it were directly connected to your network with a wire like Ethernet cable. At this point, your router considers your device to be exactly like any other device on the network. All the communication is the same. Your router just has to decide whether or not to send a signal over a wire like an Ethernet cable or wirelessly using its radio. So, to finally sum it all up, when you use your laptop, all of your internet traffic is converted into ones and zeros, which is then sent to your device's wireless chip. From there, your wireless chip converts the ones and zeros into a radio frequency. Your router receives the signal and converts it back to ones and zeros and then into the traffic from your device. And it does all of this under a few milliseconds. And that's it. From bits to streamed content, your Wi Fi chip and the whole network is an incredible machine working simultaneously. By the way, guys, don't forget to check out some of Surfshark's awesome deals in the description. So that's it for today, and I will see you in the next one.